The other way that we can use our log rules is to combine two or more logarithm-based expressions into one. So I'm going to summarize our log rules again, but write them down in the other order. If we have a sum of two logarithms, we can combine them to be the log of the product, assuming the bases are all the same. If we have a difference, we can combine using division. And then if we have a number times a logarithm, we can rewrite that as a power. Right? Notice, in order to combine two logs using the first two rules, they have to have the same base. If we have the log base 2 of x plus the log base 3 of y, for example, we can't combine that as is. So we would just leave that alone. Now, why do we want to do this? It turns out that this move is going to be useful to us in solving equations. So how do we do it? Suppose we want to rewrite the log of x plus 2 times the log of y minus 4 times the log of x plus 1 using a single logarithm. When we were splitting things up, we went backwards through the order of operations. When we're combining things, we're going to go forward. So first we'll deal with the multiplication. We have multiplication outside of logs here and here. For that, we're going to use that third rule. And so we'll have, there's no multiplication in our first term, so that just stays log 3 of x. Our second term becomes log 3 of y squared. And our third term becomes log 3 of x plus 1 all to the 4th power. And we could just leave that as x plus 1 to the 4th power. We don't have to multiply it out. Okay, so we've dealt with the multiplication. Now we'll deal with addition and subtraction. Now we saw before that the factors of the numerator become positive terms. The factors of the denominator become negative terms. So we'll use that now. Everything that comes from a positive term will go in the numerator. Everything that comes from a negative term will go in the denominator. So we'll have the log base 3 of. In the numerator, we have an x and a y squared. In the denominator, we have an x plus 1 to the 4th. And that's all there is to it. We've now rewritten this using a single log. Now I'm going to give you one to try. Rewrite 3 times the log base 7 of x plus 2 minus half the log base 7 of x minus the log base 7 of y using a single log. Pause the video and try this now. So we're going to just follow the order of operations, meaning we'll deal with the multiplication first. Multiplication by 3 is going to become the 3rd power. So we'll have the log of x plus 2 to the 3rd minus multiplication by a half becomes the 1/2 power. And then this last term isn't multiplied by anything. And now we deal with the addition and subtraction. Which will combine everything into a single log, with the arguments of positive terms going in the numerator, and the arguments of negative terms going in the denominator. And there we go, combined into a single log. Now you may be wondering, do we need to rewrite x to the 1/2 as square root x instead? In general, no, we don't. But if we want to, we can. So if we're somewhere that we want radical notation instead of rational exponents, we could rewrite that using the radical instead of the rational exponent.